Hello guys and gals, and welcome to Enjoy Life Music, where we talk about everything music related in Japan and Korea. I'm your host, Spud, and before we begin, I just want to first apologize for being so late on uploading my videos. It's called life. Life gets in the way, and well, hey, let's face it, living in Japan, life becomes a little more harder. Yeah, working 12, 13-hour days, it's hard, but I'm back at it. I'm gonna try to get back on schedule again. There are a lot of changes happening for me in terms of work-related stuff, so things will get better from here on out, hopefully. Today's group will be Joubachi. So without further ado, let's dive on in. Okay, let me get this out the way right now. There is obviously one person in this band who stands out among the rest. And for those who do know Joubachi, you know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm talking about avu-chan. Now, yes, I will be talking about the band's history and other band members as well, but let's not make any mistake here. The main star of the show is avu-chan. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's roll it back to the beginning, shall we? Queen's B was formed on March 31st, 2009, and consists of 4 members. You have Avu Barazono, also known as avu-chan, who is the lead vocalist and leader of the group. You have Yashi Akatori, also known as Yashi-chan, who is the bass guitarist. Then you have Ruri-chan, I hope I said that correctly, also known as Ruri-chan, who is the drummer. And then, of course, Hibari-kun, who is the lead guitarist. Now, if you notice, these names do sound kind of weird, and that's because, yeah, they are weird. They're not actually using their real names. Think of this as an alias, I suppose. And because of this, finding information on these members is very scarce. I could hardly find anything about these members, only the basic information. For example, I know Yashi-chan and avu-chan are actually best friends, while Ruri-chan is actually avu-chan's little sister. In terms of Hibari-kun, well, unfortunately there isn't that much information about Hibari-kun. The only thing that I could gather about him was that he joined the band in 2015. Before Hibari-kun was another member, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So with that being said, let's focus on the member that we know the most about, and that would be avu-chan. First of all, avu-chan is half Japanese and half black, so nice. She is also transgender. Now, there have been some interviews saying that avu-chan identifies as neither male or female. In other words, she considers herself as non-binary. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find these interviews. I'm just going by what I've seen on the internet. All the interviews I've seen and read about avu-chan state that she goes by female. So for the sake of this video, I will just be referring to avu-chan as she. As I've said before, the band formed in 2009, and they didn't really find much success until they participated in the Fuji Rock Festival. Specifically, the Rookie Agogo part of the festival. So I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know what the Fuji Rock Festival is. It's basically Coachella. Did I say that right? It's basically that, but for rock musicians. And in Japan. Pretty easy to understand. That rhymes. This performance was the gateway for Joubachi to gain a following. And let's face it, I mean, avu-chan's got a really unique voice with the high pitch, the low tone, the screaming. It's all over the place in the best way possible. Obviously, they were going to gain some form of following. And because of this, they were able to get that record deal, specifically with Sony Music Associated Records in 2011. And they released their first debut album titled Peacock. Now yes, they did get their record label, but they still weren't quite there when it came to a mainstream audience. But that changed when they released Desko. Although the song was popular, maybe it wasn't due to the song itself, at least not completely. I want to say part of the reason was due to the movie that it was part of. It was actually the theme song for a Japanese movie called Motoki, which, wow, you already know what I'm about to say. For those who know me, you know I love my Japanese movies and dramas, so you know I'm gonna have to pause the video for a second and just briefly talk about this movie. This movie is wonderful. I actually even know Joubachi sang the theme song for this song. That's a weird way of putting it. But it totally matches the tone of the movie. The movie is about this socially awkward otaku type guy who somehow managed to get like these incredibly sexy girls. It's almost like a harem. It's basically like a live action anime, just without the eye-rolling cringe and the cheap production value. Heck, even Joubachi was in the movie. I didn't notice, but apparently she was in there. And in 2012, the band released their second album called Snake Princess. Basically, from this point on, they were participating in all major Japanese music festivals. So let's trail back for a second. In the beginning of the video, I said there were 4 members, and before Hibari-kun, there was another member. And yes, while that was true, there was actually 2 members before Hibari-kun. Initially, Joubachi had Yuki-chan, who was the lead guitarist for a very short period. I mean, like within a 1-year period. I can't even pinpoint when Yuki-chan left. After that, Gigi-chan took over as lead guitarist and played from 2009 to 2012. But the reason why Gigi-chan actually left was due to health reasons, so it happens. And because of Gigi-chan leaving, Joubachi had to take a slightly short hiatus, at least for about a year. But in 2014, they came back with a vengeance with their new lead guitarist, Hibari-kun. Anyway, when they did come back from their hiatus, they released their new song, Kirei. That's so kirei. So one thing that I've always been curious about is how did Joubachi gain an international following? Well, obviously word of mouth is pretty important, but there is probably one other reason. They actually were part of a music festival in Paris. The concert was called World Music Day. After the festival, Queen Bee went to work on their next album that released in 2017, called Q. Later that year, avu-chan performed in the Japanese version of Rocky Horror Show and was part of the main cast. Now, can we take a step back and just appreciate how talented avu-chan is? She can sing and essentially she can act. And let's not forget, she's doing all of this while going against all social norms in Japan. That is a really, really big deal. The year is 2018, and the release of the highly anticipated Tokyo Ghoul Re released. And with its release came a new opening song, Half. Anybody who knows the story of Tokyo Ghoul will laugh at that because that is a very appropriately named title. The song also has a personal meaning for avu-chan. The song expresses the struggles that avu-chan faces as a half black, half Japanese person in Japan. Now, I'm not going to give a deep analysis of Half, but the song does have some very powerful lyrics to it. So let's just take a minute to appreciate what is being said in the song. Now, I don't really like talking about my personal life, but this verse, I completely relate to this, being a foreigner in Japan. It's not an everyday feeling, but there are days where I feel like the struggle is real, and I know I'm saying that a lot, but trust me, the struggle can be very, very real. But this isn't about me. This is about Joubachi. Yes, I understand to most people Joubachi's music may sound loud and over the top with its flamboyant music videos, but the message behind these songs are actually very strong and powerful. I highly recommend you look up the lyrics if you don't understand Japanese and just take in what avu-chan is trying to express, because you'll be surprised by how sincere it is. And just when you thought Joubachi couldn't get any more popular, 2019 saw the release of their most popular song to date. Fire! You know, that sounded a lot cooler in my head, but whatever, we're gonna keep that in the video. No, but seriously, this song is fire, and yeah, I know that was lame, but I'm a lame person. Personally, I love everything about this song. The musical direction, the beautiful vocal range of avu-chan's voice, the melody itself has this techno, rock, military vibe. And I am aware this sounds like the weirdest combination known to man, but trust me, that is not true. That award goes to squeaky rap. But seriously, Fire is a polarizing song in the best way possible. And if you really want to get an idea of how great this song is, I highly recommend you go to the YouTube channel The First Take and listen to avu-chan performing the song with very minimal BGM music in the background. This gives you an opportunity to hear Avu's vocal range and just hear everything amazing about her voice. On a side note, in that video, those legs, them legs look amazing, I'm not gonna lie. Good work, girl. Good work, girl. Good work! Ah, yeah, and fire was used in the anime Dororo, so I am kind of obligated to say that to prevent anime fans from attacking me. And then I'm sure a lot of people will say something along the lines of,
Spot, how come you aren't excited about their songs being an anime?
well, it's not like I'm not excited, but come on, man. I'm a dude who lives in Japan around the greater Tokyo area. When I walk down the street of Shibuya, my life becomes a goddamn anime. Later that year in May, Joubachi released their album 10, and 2 of those songs were used as theme songs. Introduction was used for the live action version of Tokyo Ghoul, and Holy War is the theme that was used for Sadako. So now we are in 2020. The question is, what is Joubachi doing now? Well, even with the pandemic, nothing is really slowing them down, considering in February they released their latest album called BL. And yes, you heard me correctly, they released a new album in February, meaning they released a new album in less than 1 year. That's pretty insane! And of course the main track of the song is called BL. And yeah, the song, it's good. It was actually used in the Japanese drama Ju no Himitsu. I actually still need to watch that drama. It actually has like 3 of my favorite actors in there. So if any of you guys have actually seen that drama, do you recommend I watch it? Just leave a comment down below. Oh, by the way, please like and subscribe if you like this video. It helps me out. I don't know what these hand motions are, but it makes me feel good inside. Now, like I said before, BL, it's a good song, but my personal favorite is Pride. No, not that Pride. Man, I miss High and Mighty Color. This Pride. I mean, I just love avu-chan's weird rap singing. I don't know what it is. It's like a form of rapping, but at the same time singing. I'm not sure what to call it, but the intro really does justice on what I'm trying to explain here. You really hear like this rapping but singing combination. Yeah, here, check it out, check it out. Now, after the start of the pandemic, there hasn't been that much activity from Joubachi, which is understandable. Everybody's staying inside, right? Then again, activity for most musicians had, come to a halt. Actually, about a week ago, it was announced that Joubachi would be collaborating with a boys group called Honeybee for their new song. Well, by collaboration, I mean producing. But yeah, at least they're still out there doing something. And that new Honeybee song, yeah, you can definitely hear some Joubachi in it with its kind of techno-pop style. So, what does the future hold for Joubachi? Yeah, they're good. They have a great international following. They, of course, are popular in Japan. And with avu-chan being transgender, I think it does really help the music industry in Japan. It means people are becoming more open-minded about these kind of things. Of course, I'm not even worried about the international side. People have been riding that woke train for years now. So, yeah, good for Joubachi. I look forward to seeing more of your music, and I actually want to go to one of your concerts. So whenever that happens after this pandemic is over, maybe if you see this video, hey, hook me up with a ticket. I know that's never going to happen, but so guys and gals, there you have it. That was my video about Joubachi. What do you think about this band? Do you like their music? Do you hate their music? What do you think about the music style? What do you think about their music videos? What do you think about avu-chan? What do you just think about the group in general? Go ahead and leave a comment down below, because I want to know. Let's have a discussion. And if you liked the video, be sure to like it. And if you really like it, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because it lets me know that you guys really like these videos. Although, according to my analytics, I can already tell that you guys really like them. And be sure to follow me on Twitter, because I occasionally do post things on there. Wonderful. Now, with that being said, as always, enjoy life, enjoy music. Peace.